co-author's slide deck. This is for his company, Treehouse. And this is what I do want to flag here is this is what we call the reading deck. So you'll notice, I think, a great use of color, typography. You have some mixture of, this is a matrix showing different logos to help people understand the market easily. You have a 3D image rendering to help people get a concept of, wow, why is green building actually important? So nice use of mixing things up here. On this, you see investments highlight as a slide. And I'll note here, this is a lot of copy. And so this is an example of what we call the reading deck. So I begin all my decks actually in Microsoft Excel. I start by listing out the core slides in column A. In column B, I add kind of the detail that I want to have for each slide. And then column C is basically my task list to show what things I need to go do to produce that information. So on a market overview slide, you could say something like the data points you want to make are bar chart with total addressable market. Then your action item would be, I need to go actually get this data in an updated and valid way. So I begin by designing it in Excel, then I move into laying it out in Keynote. If you have the option to use Keynote, out of the gates, Keynote begins with a more elegant and modular design that's easier to edit versus PowerPoint. And then you begin by building that deck. Now, the two versions of the deck we call are the presentation deck and the reading deck. The reading deck is a deck that you would send to an investor ahead of time, and they would take the time to sit and read on their own all of the slides. So you can see here this investments slide. I did see some notes in here, a few notes about how can you buy the book. The book's on Amazon. We'll get on here and post a link a little bit later. I actually recommend it in print if possible. It is coming out in 4 languages, which we'll talk about maybe later. You can get it on Kindle, but I actually think it's pretty bad on Kindle. If you need it on Kindle, you can get it, but it is better as in print, I think. So the two versions of the deck are the reading and the presentation. So the presentation deck is the deck you'd use to support an oral defense of the business. So you're at a demo day, you are in an investor pitch, you're even walking a potential hire through the business. So you're using a set of slides to assist what you're saying out loud. So for example, if you put this investments highlight slide up, which all this copy on it, you put that slide up, what the person you're talking to is probably going to do is tune you out and instead just read exactly what's on the slide. So the presentation deck has very little copy on it, and you will be speaking over it. The reading deck must be able to be read sitting by someone alone. So it's the same set of slides, but the presentation deck has much less copy on it. The reading deck has a lot more.